What up, Blue Roof Nation, and welcome back to John's Corner. I know, I just keep coming back. I don't know why. You guys keep telling me you hate me and want me gone, but I keep coming back. Okay. So, today, this fine Tuesday, I wanted to talk about some things. Now, let's start with Star Trek. So it's been all over the net lately that Quentin Tarantino is going to do a Star Trek movie. And I don't know how I feel about this. I love Quentin Tarantino. I love his movies. I think he's one of the most brilliant directors alive. But he's Quentin Tarantino. He has a style. He has something that's him. And that's not Star Trek. No matter how much J.J. Abrams tried to turn Star Trek into something it's not, which I don't care what anyone says, Star Trek Beyond is actually a pretty damn good movie because it tried to put Star Trek back to what it should be. I mean, it didn't necessarily hit the mark all the way, but I think a lot of that has to do with how far off the mark Into Darkness got us. Like the 2009 one that Abrams did, it was pretty decent, and it felt Star Trek-y, especially since the fact that it started in the Prime timeline, created this new timeline, and it was very much a Star Trek plot. Into Darkness, it has the same problem that like Discovery is having now, where the people behind Star Trek feel they need to lie to the audience constantly in order to make a good product. You don't have to lie to your audience. For 6 months up to Into Darkness, they're like, this is not about Khan. This is not a remake of Wrath of Khan. Literally has the same lines, just given to other characters. So I think Beyond was trying to move us back in the right direction, and I think by and large it did. I mean, it still has a long way to go to be a classic Trek, but with Into Darkness as the one right before it, you're not gonna make that mark 100%, but it came damn close. And the point, I got so off topic. The point is, no matter how much JJ and his stupid Into Darkness movie, and now this show Discovery tries to take away from what Star Trek is, Star Trek still means something. And Quentin Tarantino, as much as I love him, he doesn't tell those stories. Star Trek is about hope. Is about mankind, humanity overcoming all of its petty differences and just being better. Being what we should all aim to be. I mean, we are far, far removed from where we should be as a society. But Star Trek, it's so different than almost every other science fiction thing, because most sci-fi is the world is broken, and now it's even more broken. But this is like, the world's broken, but we can be better. We can succeed. We can build something beautiful together. And JJ tried to take that away, and now Discovery is trying to squash that and destroy that. And it's like, why can't we just have that notion that the world can be a better place, that things can be happy? I don't know why that's so hard. Like, I don't understand it. Star Trek is optimism. Quentin Tarantino's not a very optimistic guy, at least not in his movies. Like, his movies explore themes and they're fun, but they're not uplifting. They're brilliant. It's just not Star Trek. I think you can make a badass Star Wars movie. I just don't think Star Trek is necessarily where he wants to go, and it's gonna be an R-rated Star Trek movie. That's just people in charge of these different companies hate their fans. I really think that's what it is. Something comes out and it builds an audience, and then these companies get greedy. And like, well, we got them. How do we get more people? So they change everything and make it something new, something fresh, something hip. And it's just like, well, you're spitting on everything that came before. You are. I'm sorry to break this to you, but you are. And I mean, when we're talking about companies to do this, let's talk about Disney. Let's talk about Star Wars. They just announced that more EU characters are coming into Disney Wars. And it's just like, but you guys hate us. You've said it many times that, oh, nothing good came in the EU, the expanded universe was garbage, rah, Disney fanboy. And it's like, but now you're stealing characters from us? I mean, it's just, it's ludicrous that you destroy something and then you cherry pick its remains to make yours stronger, yours better, to make it seem like you're actually original and creative. I mean, the whole point of destroying the Legends universe, the EU universe, is for creative freedom. Because you felt you were too restrained with all these characters and plot lines and stories that you didn't want to do and touch. But now you're taking it. I mean, to be fair, Force Awakens stole heavily from the EU. Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, they just made it shitty. But it's just like, why can't you just come up with something original, or why can't you own up to the fact that you're taking from these brilliant plot lines and using them as your own? Instead, you lie about it, you deceive people, and you try to make it seem like you're so ingenious. It's like you're not. You're pathetic. You're void of any actual creativity. So you take from people who are creative and try to use that to make yourself seem better. And it's just, it's sad and it's transparent. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of cool things coming up, except, oh wait, what? Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool crew are doing a Clue remake. Now that is going to be legit awesome. I mean, I love Ryan Reynolds and I love the people who made Deadpool, because Deadpool's a brilliant ass movie. But this Clue, no matter how good it is, will never be the Tim Curry Clue, because there's only one Tim Curry. And I really hope they throw him in the movie somewhere as like a little cameo. But Clue is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's so underrated. Nobody ever talks about it and appreciates it. But it's just such a brilliant movie. So if they're redoing it, I'm on board. And I really hope they do like alternate endings and shit like that. Like different theaters. Like, oh, I will go watch everyone. I'll track all the damn movies down and find it. That is legit awesome. Like, that's one remake that I'm actually kind of on board for. And if you like the old Clue movie and you're excited about the new Clue movie, you should check out the Clue Psych episode. That shit was legit badass. But yeah, sorry this was such a downer episode. But I'm Jonathan. Give us legends.